And it's important to note, like you mentioned, that Nero was ruling right at this time, and he was not a good Caesar. Like
Yeah.
he was not a good ruler. He was horrible. I mean, some of the most horrific things that I've ever read about, or I've read about Nero, but the idea that this is not about taking our own vengeance. It's really important to read in this context where we're not saying, okay, it's not just about you getting justice, but you don't take the justice. And even if you don't get the justice here on earth, people seem to forget this. Um, Nobody is going to escape from justice. There's either our sins were paid by Christ, or we're going to pay for those sins ourselves. So even if the unjust laws don't cover what you have been hurt by, it should be a comfort to know that God is still going to make sure that justice is served.
Right. Yeah. And always Acts 5:29, obey God rather than man.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, Peter, they spent their times in jails. They submitted to, they didn't shoot their way out. They didn't stab their way out. They didn't sword their way out. I don't know what the verb of that is.
Slice?
When illegally taken, when Paul was illegally beaten, what did he do? He submitted to Caesar. I want to be brought to Caesar, and you shouldn't have been beating me. And
Right.
the guard's like, "Ooh, we didn't know you were a Roman citizen. Sorry. Yep, take this man to Caesar." And ultimately, that got him killed. And you know what? He wrote Romans in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so there definitely is a conversation for Christians to have on our role against the state, because of all those things I said at the beginning, the Nazis, the conflicting powers. Again, if let's take the best that America has to offer. It's the federal system, the state system, the county system, your local city. Those are four competing. Romans 13.
Yep.
Where do we fall within that? And those are really good conversations to have. And acts of violence and revolution, was the Revolutionary War a good Christian thing to do, or was it not? Those are really good discussions to have. But focusing everything just on Romans 13, verse 1, submit, right? But submit how? For what?
Right.
What was he talking about? Why all of a sudden this bizarre transition? Bad things are going to happen to you. Don't seek out vengeance. Repay evil for good. Submit to the government. Whoa! Hold on. Bad things were happening to me. What do I do with that? Hold on. Wait, Paul. No. I'm moving on. Submit to the government. Well, okay, but bad thing. Let's go back. What should I do when bad things happen? Just be good. Submit to the government authorities. Pay your taxes. Pay your lawyers. Be kind to the magistrates. Even during the evil times, you're still going to, be brought before Caesar, and instead of being beaten. Paul called on his rights. He exercised his rights. He said, here's the law. We're all subject under the law. You're not following the law. I claim the right to appear before Caesar as a Roman citizen. And he's good. I mean, he ultimately went to his death, but it's ultimately up to God in that.
Yeah.
So what do we do with
great
that?
witness in all of those things that he was doing. He continued to be a witness for God because he wasn't seeking vengeance for himself. Everywhere he went, he shared the gospel, even while he was in prison. So, I mean, that's a really great picture of what you're saying. There's a whole scene behind what he's saying.
Right.